Well, go on people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time seeing one of my videos, my name is Coco, and on this channel I mostly speak about perfumes. So if that's something that interests you, you could go ahead, click the subscribe button, join the family. Thank you very much. In today's video, as you can already read from the title, I'll be talking about 5 fragrances from the house of LABO. So if you're interested to hear my reviews and my thoughts, please continue to watch.
All I know is you smell good. All I know is you smell good. Yeah.
LABO. So for those that don't know much about the house of LABO, LABO is a niche fragrance house that's based in New York. They debuted 10 fragrances when they launched in 2006, and now they have 54 fragrances in the line. Each fragrance is labeled with a name and a number, the number indicating how many notes are in that composition, and the name indicating what note is the most prominent in that composition. We all caught up? Yeah? We good? Yeah? Let's go. This is what the discovery set came looking like. It's the typical LABO packaging. I ordered my discovery set off Selfridges. If you live in the UK, you should know about Selfridges. But I know that LABO has a UK website, so if you fancy going there, you can get them from there as well. What I didn't appreciate is that I wasn't given the chance to choose what samples I'd like to add to this discovery set. They all came together like they were already pre-made, if that makes sense. The 5 fragrances inside are Another 13, Bergamot 22, Rose 31, Santal 33, and Tay Noire 29.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I really shouldn't have to do this, but I feel it needs to be done. These keyboard warriors on here that get highly offended when people don't like the same fragrances they do. Listen, fragrances are subjective. Not everyone is gonna like the same fragrances you do. If I speak ill about a fragrance that you like in this video, please refrain from leaving a nasty comment, okay? Listen, you telling me that my nose isn't evolved or I'm not appreciating the fine and niche fragrances is not gonna make me like it anymore. If everyone in the entire world like the same fragrances and like the same things, the world would be grey and bloody boring. You guys know I keep it 100 in my reviews. If I don't like a fragrance, I'm going to make it known. This is one YouTuber that's not gonna lie to you, okay? Okay.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Kicking things off with Another 13. This was launched in 2010 and it's known as a oriental woody fragrance. This is the only fragrance in the line that doesn't really correspond with the name and number labeling. Like, this was actually named after a magazine called Another Magazine. This is a faint fragrance. Let's start there.
Let's start there.
On the first spray, I got this high smell of alcohol and nail varnish. Thing is, when I sprayed it on the paper, I could smell it instantly. But when I sprayed it on my skin, I couldn't smell anything. So I left it there. Like 15 minutes later, I got whiffs of like pear, mint, and like a hint of citrus. This is just a gentle, soft smelling fragrance that's office friendly, as it's very inoffensive. Hell, I can hardly smell it at times. There's a metallic smell and ambergris coming through before the dry down, but the complete dry down is this soft, musky, clean, soapy smell. This would make a great spring fragrance as it's extremely fresh, but longevity on me, trash, sillage, trash, projection, you guessed it, trash. This is really nothing unique as it resembles Not a Perfume by Juliet Has a Gun, Molecule 01, you know, because of the IESO Super and the Ambroxan note. All of these fragrances are super expensive, but the number one fragrance that people says it reminds them of on Fragrantica is a £12 fragrance from Zara called Ambroxan. Let that sink in. This is Another 13. Next up, we have Bergamot 22. This was launched in 2006 and it's known as a woody aromatic fragrance. Like, listen, the opening for this is simply refreshing. It's all citrus and it's all green. It's like you literally got slapped in the face with a bag filled with petitgrain, bergamot and grapefruit. It is so refreshing. The greenness I talk about is like leaf green. It's a bit bitter as well, so I'm assuming this comes from the petitgrain. You do get a bit of sweetness, and I'm assuming that's the orange blossom trying to show its face. I don't get the vanilla at all in this fragrance, but as it's drying down, you get all vetiver mixed in with this ambery woody musk. I should also mention that when Bergamot 22 completely dries down, I get whiffs of Versace Eau Fresh. Guys, I love this so much. I got 2 bottles, a 200ml and a 100ml, because yeah. But yeah, when Bergamot 22 is completely dried down, I get whiffs of this. As for longevity, I got about 5 hours before it turned into a skin scent, and sillage and projection was moderate. Bergamot 22 is just this clean, fresh, uplifting, zesty fragrance with a woody dry down. You can't go wrong with citrusy fragrances. I absolutely love this, but not enough to spend £189 on it. No. This is Bergamot 22. Next up, we have Rose 31. This is known as a florally woody musk kind of fragrance, and it was launched in 2006. The opening for this fragrance is extremely spicy, and that's down to the cumin. And then it goes a bit green and woody with the rose lurking in the background. I love rose. It's like one of my favorite fragrant notes in fragrances, and it's like the rose in here, or what I can smell of it. It's like it's dark, it's spicy, and it's slightly smoky. To me, it's like all the spices are choking the rose, trying to get to that top spot. It's like, if I could describe it in a film, it's like a rose that you'd find in the film Maleficent. Does that make sense? I just hate the fact that it's called Rose 31 and you can hardly smell the rose. The vetiver completely takes over this fragrance. There's oud, guaiac and cedarwood. Yes, they do add this woodiness to the fragrance, but then they're all softened by the musk. To me, Rose 31 leans more masculine. All of LABO's fragrances are classified as unisex fragrance, but I mean, wear what you want, innit? Longevity on me, I got a solid 4 hours, and then the sillage and projection was low. This is a spicy, dusty, peppery, slightly rose-scented fragrance with a vetiver, woody dry down. This is Rose 31. Second to last, we have Tay Noire. This was launched in 2015 and it's known as an aromatic fragrance. The name Tay Noire translates to black tea. One would think that naming it black tea would be the prominent note in this fragrance. No, it's fig. Fig is the most prominent note in black tea. This opens with citrusy bergamot, fig, and I do get hints of tobacco and cedar. I also smell the black tea, but as I said earlier, it's not the prominent note in here. The fig in this also smells green, and when I say green, it's like it's not yet ripe, if that makes sense. So yeah, green. The middle is where you get all woodsy notes with a hint of powderiness. I saw on Fragrantica that someone was comparing the black tea in Tay Noire to black Ceylon tea from Sri Lanka, and I have black Ceylon tea from Sri Lanka. I got this when I went to Sri Lanka on holiday, and it literally smells like what Tay Noire smells, but Tay Noire is toned down. It smells dark and smoky. This is more prominent, but what's in Tay Noire is watered down, if that makes sense. The hay and tobacco note in Tay Noire gives this fragrance like a dry smell as well. Tay Noire is just this dry, green, figgy, mysterious type of perfume that is so sexy. I won't lie, this is a sexy fragrance. It has decent sillage, projection, and you know, the longevity is decent as well. I can't complain. This is Tay Noire 29. And lastly, closing the show, we have Santal 33. This is a talk of the town. This is a fragrance that everyone and their mom seems to have. This was launched in 2011 and it's known as a woody aromatic fragrance. Some of the notes in here, there's papyrus, there's sandalwood, there's cardamom, and there's leather. I'm not gonna lie, straight off the back, I absolutely despise this. This is absolutely rancid. Like on my skin, it smells like cat wee. Santal means sandalwood, and sandalwood is not the prominent note in this fragrance, but they called it Santal 33. Hello? Santal 33 opens very sharp and spicy with the cardamom and the papyrus, and then the mid to dry down, this is where the sandalwood comes forward, but then the sandalwood isn't creamy like we know it in fragrances. It's like this clean, dry kind of smell, if that makes sense, with powdery undertones of the iris, and I get whiffs of cucumber. This fragrance is doing a madness. The dry down for Santal 33 is just more spiciness mixed in with amber and leather. Like when this fragrance completely dries down, this is where the cat wee smell goes. Santal 33 absolutely smells like a millennial hipster. Am I allowed to say that? Listen. Santal 33 smells like you're walking into a barn filled with dry leaves, old leather garments and cobwebs. Dry, dusty and highly unpleasant. This is absolutely repugnant. Why would you want to smell like this? Longevity, sillage and projection was decent when I tested this, but for me and my skin chemistry, this is not for me. If you like this and it worked for you, then I'm happy for you, but as for me, it's a no. This is Santal 33. Well, there you have it, my loves. That's my review on 5 of the fragrances from the house of LABO. Is LABO for me? No. I know that there's other fragrances to smell, but these 4 were just a letdown. Well, 3, because I liked Tay Noire and I liked Bergamot 22. But what I've come to realize is that the name does not correspond with the fragrance. Because how are you going to call it Rose 31 and rose isn't the prominent note? How are you going to call it Tay Noire and the black tea isn't the prominent note? Same with the Santal 33. Sandalwood was not the prominent note. Like, what's going on? As I said, I'm not too pleased, so I might give the other LABO fragrances a miss. You, on the other hand, might love and adore these fragrances, but please be reminded that fragrances are subjective, and what you like, I might not like. What I like, you might not like. So please respect my opinions, respect my reviews, as I'm going to be respecting yours. Thank you so much for watching, but before you go, don't forget to give me a thumbs up by clicking that like button. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on LABO, and you can tell me down below if there's any other fragrance houses you'd like me to review. Share this video with a mate. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye!